Housing TV Africa, your first in housing development broadcasting.
Glad to have you join us on Housing TV News at the top of the hour. I am Flora Ani. Quickly, let's take a look at the top stories. Tinubu approves new help for young Nigerians in Abuja. Federal government of Nigeria commends current for advancing engineering regulations. Unused property in Nigeria valued at over $900 billion. NLC slams federal government, demands immediate reversal of pump price. On the foreign scene, China, Nigeria elevate ties to comprehensive strategic partnership. In sports, NFF appoints Zubeiru as new Flying Eagles coach. Now the news in detail. President Bola Tinubu has given the green light for the creation of a new facility called the Youth House in Abuja. This innovative space aims to serve as a hub for young Nigerians from various cultural and social backgrounds. During a news conference held recently, Minister of State for Youth Development, Engineer Ayodele Olawande, highlighted that this initiative is in line with the President Tinubu's commitment to youth development. Olawande described the Youth House as a long-awaited addition that will provide a dedicated space for young people to connect and engage. Olawande further emphasized that President Tinubu's administration is dedicated to supporting projects that offer meaningful opportunities for the nation's youth to succeed and grow. The federal government has expressed its approval of the Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria and Koran for its proactive measures in addressing building collapses and engineering failures. This recognition came from the Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Architect Ahmed Dangiwa, during his speech at Koran's 32nd Engineering Assembly in Abuja. Dangiwa commended Koran for its leadership among regulatory bodies in the construction sector. He highlighted Koran's role in creating comprehensive checklists to document construction processes meticulously. This initiative aims to track actions and identify liabilities contributing to the effort to resolve Nigerians' building collapse issues. A considerable portion of Nigerians' wealth remain tied up in abandoned and underutilized properties, exacerbating the country's housing crisis. Josephine Ogundeji reports that significant business opportunities are locked away in these dormant assets. According to a recent report by PricewaterhouseCoopers Nigeria, the estimated value of unused property in Nigeria is over $900 billion. The report, titled Nigerian Economic Outlook, 7 Trends That Will Shape the Nigerian Economy in 2024, highlights that this substantial value is tied up in both residential real estate and agricultural land. Additionally, the report reveals that the federal government's abandoned properties alone are valued at approximately 230 billion naira. This underlines the scale of Nigeria's debt capital problem, where valuable assets remain unproductive amidst ongoing housing shortages. The Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, has issued a strong condemnation of the recent increase in the price of premium motor spirit, commonly known as petrol, describing the move as a deep sense of betrayal. In a statement signed by its president, Joe Ajero, the NLC expressed disappointment that the federal government, under President Bola Tinubu, had gone back on its promise not to increase the pump price of petrol, despite the acceptance of 70,000 naira as a national minimum wage. The NLC recalled that one of the reasons for agreeing to the 70,000 naira minimum wage was the assurance that the petrol price would not be raised. However, barely a month after this agreement, and without the government even beginning to pay the new minimum wage, the price of petrol has been increased, leaving many Nigerians feeling betrayed. A prominent member of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Chief Sonny Onwesoke, has urged that contracts for the maintenance and operation of the Warri and Kaduna refineries be awarded to oil and gas investors from the Niger Delta and northern regions. Onwesoke's recommendation comes in response to a recent public notice by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited. The NNPCL has invited operations and maintenance companies to submit bids for the management of these refineries. The notice shared on the company's official X handle outlines the qualifications required for interested bidders and highlight the objective of enhancing reliability and energy security for Nigeria. Onwesoke's appeal emphasizes the importance of involving local investors in this process, aiming to leverage their expertise and regional knowledge to better serve the nation's energy needs. Heavy rainfall has severed a third federal road in Yobe State, disrupting access between Damaturu and Gujba and Gulani local government areas. The flooding also affects road connection to Biu, Hawau, Shani, Kwayankusa and Gombe in neighboring Borno and Adamawa states. The incident occurred early Tuesday near Katoko village, approximately 20 kilometers from Damaturu, the state capital. A traveler, Mustafa Babagana, recounted how he was forced to return to Damaturu and take an alternate route through Gombe state, adding an extra 380 kilometers to his journey. The situation has caused significant hardship for residents, as 11 out of Yobe State's 17 local government areas are now cut off from the capital. The flood has damaged bridges on major roads, including Potiskum Gushwa, Damaturu Dapchi, and Damaturu Buni Yadi roads. More stories will come your way after this break. Stay with us.
This is Housing TV Africa on YouTube and click on the subscribe button. Subscribe to Housing TV Africa to stay updated on latest happenings in Nigeria's housing sector. Follow our social media pages, like and share our posts on Facebook, Housing TV Africa, on Twitter, Housing TV Africa, Instagram, Housing TV Africa. Join the conversation and keep up with latest housing updates.
The Nigerian National Petroleum Company, NNPC Limited, has commenced lifting premium motor spirits from Dangote's new operational refinery in Lekki, Lagos. This marks a significant milestone for Nigeria's fuel supply, as the $20 billion refinery is expected to meet the country's petrol demand and beyond. Aliko Dangote, president of Dangote Group, emphasized that the refinery has the capacity to supply petrol to the entire sub-Saharan region. As NNPC begins lifting fuel from the refinery, the move signals a new era in Nigeria's petrol distribution, promising a more stable and efficient fuel market for the country. Dangote assured Nigerians of high-quality fuel that will reduce engine issues and match global standards. He also emphasized the refinery's role in providing a reliable and efficient supply chain for the nation. As NNPC begins lifting fuel from the refinery, the move signals a new era in Nigeria's petrol distribution, promising a more stable and efficient fuel market for the country. President Bola Tinubu and Chinese President Xi Jinping on Tuesday in Beijing, China, announced the elevation of Nigeria-China ties to that of a comprehensive strategic partnership. The leaders also agreed to build a high-level Nigerian-China community with a shared future. This was the outcome of talks between the two leaders during President Tinubu's official visit to China. During the meeting, both presidents witnessed the signing of several memoranda of understanding on various areas of mutual interest.
You have upgraded the relationship to more than what is just strategic, a comprehensive developmental program I agree with you. The strategic partnership should result in our regional development goals. Peace, stability, security in West Africa is very, very crucial. Nigeria remains committed to our economic development, forthright, non-aligned, and we are on the path to economic reforms that will engender growth. We believe that you have reformed the Chinese economy, and our program too is on that course. I am a reformer. We have recognized the need to reform our economic program, and we're doing so.
In his remarks, President Xi noted the strong mutual understanding between Nigeria and China since the establishment of diplomatic ties over the past 50 years. According to the Chinese leader, the 2024 FOCAC summit provides an opportunity to reflect on mutual friendships and advance the consolidation of China-Africa relations. He pledged that China and Nigeria would continue to work closely within the FOCAC framework as a model of cooperation between the nations. President Tinubu's official visit precedes his participation in the 2024 summit of the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation, scheduled to hold from September 4 to 6, 2024. Nigeria has been downgraded from its United States Category 1 flight status following a 2-year lapse in direct flight operations between Nigerian Airlines and the U.S. As a result of this status change, Nigerian Airlines, including those planning to launch direct flights from Lagos, are now barred from flying directly to any U.S. city or airport. To regain Category 1 status, Nigeria will need to undergo a new audit and certification process by the U.S. FAA. Super Eagles interim manager Austin Eguavon expressed confidence in Nigeria's ability to qualify for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco. Placed in Group D with Benin Republic, Rwanda and Libya, Eguavon is optimistic that the team will advance beyond the qualifiers. Speaking to NFF TV ahead of the qualifying match against Benin Republic in Uyo, Eguavon emphasized the strength and potential of the Super Eagles. He highlighted the team's previous success in the AFCON tournament in Côte d'Ivoire and called for support from Nigerians to ensure a strong start to the campaign. Eguavon also reminded the players of their achievement and urged them to maintain the same level of performance. He stressed the importance of respecting all opponents, noting that no team should be underestimated in the qualifiers. With key players arriving in Uyo for training, Eguavon remains focused on preparing the team for the upcoming matches. The Super Eagles are yet to face Rwanda in Kigali following the match against Benin Republic, with the aim of securing early victories in the qualifying rounds. The Nigerian Football Federation has appointed Aliyu Zubairu as the new head coach of the Flying Eagles. Zubairu, who recently guided El Kanemi Warriors to a Federation Cup victory, will take on his new role immediately. His first challenge will be assembling a strong squad for the Wafu B Under-20 Championship in Togo, set for October and November. The tournament will determine the region's representatives for the 2025 Africa Under-20 Cup of Nations. This appointment follows the NFF's approval for a recommendation from its Technical and Development Subcommittee. That's the most you can take on Housing TV News at the top of the hour. Before we go, here's a recap of our top stories. Tinubu approves new hub for young Nigerians in Abuja. Federal government of Nigeria commends current for advancing engineering regulations. Unused property in Nigeria valued at over $900 billion. NLC slams federal government demands immediate reversal of bond price. On the foreign scene, China and Nigeria elevate ties to comprehensive strategic partnership. In sport, NFF appoints Zubairu as new Flying Eagles coach. To get more news in the housing sector, subscribe to Housing TV Africa on YouTube. Follow Housing TV Africa on all social media platforms. Don't forget to download the Housing TV Africa mobile app on Google Play Store and App Store to stay connected. I am Flora Ani. Thanks for watching.